E3 2018 is behind us. After the event's passing, I took a lot of time to think long and hard about all the games that I saw, the fun moments, the hype moments, the cringy moments.
I mean, someone's super excited about that man on PC, right? Yeah!
And all of the game trailers, the reveals, the announcements. And I took it all in and I decided I've got to make a video telling you guys about my favorite games overall. Now, this is no small feat because there are plenty of games that we saw at E3. It took me some time, but I finally compiled a list. Without further ado, my name is Ryan Ramakrishnan, and today I'm going to tell you guys about my top 10 games of E3 2018. Coming in at number 10 is going to be Beyond Good and Evil 2 from Ubisoft. Coming off as quite the ambitious game, this massive action RPG, which God only knows when is actually going to come out, looks incredible from what we've seen so far. It's made really awesome showings at both E3 2017 and of course this year. The game has some of the most beautiful looking and really interesting, very funny and charming cinematics, and I loved what we saw this year. I don't have any personal connection with the first Beyond Good and Evil, but one day I'll get to it. I plan to because I've heard such good things, and the characters seem so cool in this, and it's getting me really excited. I think that Ubisoft is clearly putting a lot of work into this, and I just see such good things in their future. It seems like a really ambitious game with this expansive world, and it's looking pretty charming so far, and I think that they're definitely going to continue to put a lot of hard work into this to be one of their big games. Coming in at number 9 is Just Cause 4.
I was born to fight wars that no army could win. There was no fear, no failure.
One of my top favorite trailers that I saw at Microsoft's press conference was that of Just Cause 4. The game looks so cool, and I love the music and the non-stop action that the trailer had to show us. Classic Just Cause. I'm so glad to see another game coming from Avalanche Studios, and it looks even better. I think the graphics actually look really good in this trailer, and it seems like there might be a pretty interesting story to follow. But if there's not, that's totally fine, because the truth is Just Cause is all about gameplay and pure action. The series is always perfect for fans of action movies and just having a good time with explosives and lots of guns and flying around the world with your wingsuit and having a really good time. It is explosive action, it's fun. There's also this big dynamic weather system, plenty of new vehicles to drive around. It looks like a super fun game, which is just something that you're gonna pick up and just not want to put down because it's an enjoyable game, and that's what it's made for. But if there is a good story and the graphics, if they do look as good as they seem to be looking in the trailers compared to the last game, I'm even more excited. So I think it had a pretty good showing. I think that they explained it well enough without going overboard, but this is probably not going to be like in everyone's list because, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of other games that people care more about, but if you're like me, Just Cause 4 looks like an awesome time, for sure.
So I'll ask you, Samurai, do you surrender?
Taking the number 8 place on this list is Ghost of Tsushima from Sucker Punch Games. I was really excited last year when I found out that the developers behind some of my favorite action games in the likes of Infamous are working on something completely different and a big departure, but still a really cool looking action game based off of just one very tease heavy cinematic trailer we got at, I believe it was PSX, but forget about it. This new gameplay looks incredible. I'm actually really stoked for this. I hope we get a little more information on when it's going to come out soon enough, because this is a game that I'm really excited for thanks to just how awesome the combat looks. I almost feel like it mixes a lot of elements of great games based on what we've seen so far. I get a vibe of like Assassin's Creed, Batman Arkham, The Witcher, maybe God of War, and these are all really good action games. I get some good vibes. I'm also really digging this new setting, this time period. The visuals are absolutely stunning. Riding the horse looked beautiful. It looked like a really good time, and I have a feeling it's going to have some of the most exciting action sequences and a really cool story to tell. So I'm really down for this Ghost of Tsushima game. And coming in at number 7 is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna level it!
while we've known about this for a little while now, and we've already seen some aspects of the game, I think that E3 2018 was home to some of the most exciting gameplay demos and trailers for this game. I'm personally a really big Tomb Raider fan. I don't have a connection with the old games, no nostalgia for them whatsoever. However, Tomb Raider 2013, or the Tomb Raider reboot, and its sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider, are amazing games, so worth your time, and they're some of my favorites. So I'm looking forward to capping off the trilogy with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think that it looks really good. There's like no way to deny that. I'm just super excited to see Lara Croft continue to evolve. She's a dynamic and really interesting character, and I feel like her arc is going to come to an end in the most exciting and interesting way. I believe there's going to be some sort of emotional storytelling here, and she is, like I said, dynamic. I'm really excited for the gameplay. It looks refined as anything. I feel like this is going to be the most ambitious adventure for Croft. It seems like it's going to be using stealth and full-fledged action, as well as storytelling and environments, atmosphere, all to its advantage. So I'm really excited for this. And also, it literally comes out in a few months, so I'm more than hyped to be playing it.
I was born in this shithole. Parents murdered, an orphan of this wasteland.
Taking number 6 on my list is Rage 2. This collaboration of id Software and Avalanche Studios is looking to be my kind of game in every way. I'm really excited for what this game has to offer. I was actually stoked to hear about this, not because it's Rage 2. Now, I don't care that there's a sequel to Rage. It was a 2011 game that was all brown and gray and seemed like some sort of one-hit wonder that I wasn't really caring much about playing, but this game looks like really awesome. Right off the bat, I was excited for this because of what it was, not because it was a sequel, but because of what I did see. But that was only teasing right before E3, but of course we're going to get big stuff at E3, and Bethesda showed us some gameplay. It looks like really, really good fun. It does remind me of Doom a little bit, and just a lot of other awesome shooters, really cool weapons being used. This is all like frantic action. It looks like it's fast and violent and very, very exciting to partake in. I'm seeing the perfect combination of gunplay and just the weapon usage and fast combat that id Software does so well with, particularly with Doom 2016. And then you're going to have driving and open world gameplay and probably some other awesome action sequences that Avalanche Studios knows well thanks to their work on Mad Max and the Just Cause series. I actually have so much faith in this game, and it truly is one of my most anticipated games, not only from what E3 showed us, but also for next year. Number 5 is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Ah, Mykonos Island, built from the corpses of giants slain by the legendary Iraklis.
Read me the note again.
The thing is, Ubisoft knows how to lose gamers, but they also know how to bring them back in and then bring in new gamers. Assassin's Creed is a series that people were hating, people were losing faith in because it was getting a little repetitive and problematic, but there was a reinvention last year with Origins and Ancient Egypt and an RPG approach. But now they're pushing that further, and it's for the better in every way. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is taking place in ancient Greece. Right off the bat, I'm excited. I think that's a really interesting time period and location, and I've sort of always wanted Assassin's Creed to hit that location, so I'm already excited. You already have my attention, but then you show me that combat, which looks even more refined. It looks exciting, it looks tactical, it looks like a lot of fun, and then I'm just looking around in the gameplay demo and the trailers, and I'm looking at this beautiful world. It's very stunning. It looks like an amazing place to explore. And Ubisoft proved themselves last year with Origins that they know how to make a deep world with a lot of lore and world building. So I'm just so pumped. And then they're actually promising us a bigger dive into the action RPGs of today. They're pushing this series forward and making it evolve and get better. They know it, and I have good faith in it. Now they're going to give us things like a couple different playable characters and dialogue options, romances, probably a lot more systems to make your weapons more akin to what you want to use. It's going to be personalized and customizable. I think that they're going to make this game very special, and I believe there will be a really amazing story and exciting combat and just a gorgeous world to explore, just like Origins, but even better with Odyssey. And it's coming out in October, so that's really good. Taking the number 4 place on this list is Cyberpunk 2077.
In 2077, they voted my city the worst place to live in America. Main issues: sky-high rate of violence, and more people living below the poverty line than anywhere else.
CD Projekt Red's next big title and project after The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt blew everybody away. Looks like it's going to be something truly spectacular. I knew going into E3 that there had to be a trailer. There was so much talk about it. So many people were saying it is time to actually get a glimpse at this game, because right now we just know it's something that exists hypothetically, really. Microsoft's E3 presentation is coming to the end, and then it seems to get hacked, which is already cool. And then the trailer comes in. Some of the most awesome music I've heard in the last 2 weeks. I mean, I loved the setting as well, and the ideas of the world that we're going to get into. It just looks so cool, and I'm really excited just based on that cinematic alone. It looks so good. And then we get the press talking about what they did see behind closed doors. Of course, I haven't gotten to see a gameplay demo, but I'm hearing that this gameplay is going to be really deep and innovative. They're saying it's going to be a heavy RPG, but also a first-person shooter. There's going to be a lot of choice. There's going to be a lot of relationships, dynamic world building. There's going to be driving, plenty of ways to customize your character and customize your experience. And I think it's more than a little ambitious. I believe that CD Projekt Red might even get this game out at launch for next gen and not on PS4 and Xbox One, because this is a massive game. But I'm really excited for this because I see such a massive success and future for them based on just one cinematic trailer alone.
Look out! Yuri!
I'm slipping!
Gotcha. Hold on!
Third place for this list is Insomniac's Spider-Man.
Welcome to the party! Just in time for the fireworks!
This new ambitious superhero game looks spectacular. It always has. Ever since it was first revealed a few years back, I pretty much knew it was for me, and I had no doubt in my mind it was going to be big. I cannot believe that we're only a few months away from actually getting our hands on it and being able to play through this game. Spider-Man looks so good. I can't even get over how hyped I was watching this gameplay demo at E3 2018. Sony promised us that they'd be featuring a lot of things for their big 4 games. Spider-Man is coming out so soon. I was kind of a little skeptical. I was thinking to myself, well, it's coming out in a few months and you already have me sold. Don't spoil too much. Don't keep showing me more. I already know that I'm going to get it, but you know what? I'm so glad they showed us this because it just got my hype on another level. We saw Vulture, Scorpion, Electro, Rhino, and Mr. Negative all attacking Spider-Man at once. We saw beautiful, amazing-looking cinematics. We saw a tease at another interesting character. We see web swinging around this incredible-looking New York City. Awesome melee combat with a lot of jumping around, using the environment. Epic stunts that Spider-Man would do, similar to Batman Arkham-style combat, which is literally fantastic combat and truly how I want a superhero game to look and play. This is just everything I could ask for and more. So I'm just beyond stoked for Spider-Man. Coming in at number 2 is The Last of Us Part 2. Naughty Dog has proven time and time again that they are truly an amazing developer that knows not only exciting, innovative, challenging gameplay, but also, way more importantly and more prominently, is they know how to tell a story. They know how to get on the level of a movie. They know how to make dynamic worlds and emotional plots with characters you love or hate and truly care about. The Last of Us Part 2 looks like it's going to be all that and more. I was amazed. I mean, I was truly blown away by how real the graphics looked. I thought that the kiss between Ellie and the other girl, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it is, looked so real. And I heard a lot of people talking online like, wow, video games actually getting a kiss right. That's something. The Last of Us Part 2 looks photorealistic. And that's already beyond impressive. And then there's the fact that Ellie is just a compelling character, someone that I cared about and I'm going to care about now. She is so interesting in The Last of Us. It's going to be amazing to see her grown up and continuing to grow up and just evolve with the world and probably learning a lot about it. Oh, and then there's the gameplay. The gameplay demo. Wow, I was just honestly amazed because it's so incredibly violent in the best way possible. I'm watching this combat that is brutal as hell, but it's so exciting to watch. The combat looks really good. It looks like it's going to be a little deep. It's going to have a lot of awesome action cinematic moments. It's going to have a lot of violence. It's going to complement the story in the best way possible. I think that this was a spectacular showing. This is going to be a spectacular game. The Last of Us Part 2 is almost my favorite game of the show.
Not quite, but we're getting there.
Now, before I get to the number one pick, I have to give a few honorable mentions. I'd love to shout out every game that I saw that I liked, and trust me, we'd be here all day, but I just want to shout out a few honorable mentions of games that almost made the cut. I really like Devil May Cry 5 for this pleasant surprise of a sequel to the true Devil May Cry games. Doom Eternal has me really excited thanks to how amazing the first game was and how much confidence I have in them because of that. Anthem only had my attention a little bit in the past, but I think the gameplay looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like a super cool world to explore and fly around in, feeling like Iron Man. Metro Exodus is a game that I thought looks pretty cool, but then I actually watched this trailer at E3 and I thought the gameplay looked like a very, very fun shooter that I'd be down to playing, especially because of this interesting world and story that we're going to see unfold. And Ori and the Will of the Wisps is beautiful, it's sweet, it's charming, and it's a follow-up to an already great platformer. And I love that Xbox has a game like this to add into their collection of, generally speaking, more mature titles. And coming in at number one, you knew it had to be here, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
The ultimate street fight.
You want to just talk about games that are pure hype, games that just get the world excited. Super Smash Bros. Is kind of like one of the top games for that, especially with Ultimate. This E3 we saw the full reveal of Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch, but it's so much more than just Smash 4 but ported over. The main draw is, of course, something that Masahiro Sakurai has clearly put so much effort into making possible, and that is the roster. With a roster of over 60 characters, this is an ambitious game like no other. This actually is the most ambitious crossover in history. I mean, I cannot believe that they're bringing back every character. There's so many characters that you thought would not make it, like Cloud Strife or Solid Snake. I never thought I'd ever play as Snake again. And then you got Pokemon Trainer, Pichu, Young Link, all these characters, Ice Climbers, Bayonetta, Ryu, Wolf, the list goes on and on. Super Smash Bros. Is so exciting. One of my favorite franchises ever. So of course I'm beyond stoked. And then there's all these improvements. They're literally telling us at their E3 presentation for Smash that this character's improved, this one's improved, this guy got this, and this one got that. They literally improved the entire roster. That's already amazing too. So you have an entire roster of every character in the history of the franchise, and then you're improving all of them. And then you have all these new assist trophies and returning ones and stages. They gave us Ridley. That is crazy. And they showed us all this awesome looking gameplay. Looks pretty nice. Looks like just the true experience for anyone who even likes Smash a little bit. GameCube controller support. Did I mention the entire roster in Super Smash Bros. History will be in this game? It is called Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for a reason, and I don't think that anything that we saw at E3 2018 in any of the press conferences could possibly get me as hyped and get my blood flowing like Super Smash Bros. Does. And Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is truly the ultimate game of E3 2018. Alright, so that is what I thought about E3 2018 in 10 games. Those are my favorite games.
Wow, that's a good list.
I liked a lot more though. Like I said, there were a few honorable mentions that I shouted out, but even so, I think that E3 2018 was, while arguably a little less exciting than some in the past, or maybe lacked some of the surprise that E3 is known for, it still had a lot of amazing looking games, and I just gave you 10 that I personally really have a connection to and feel like I'm really excited for and thought looked amazing. I gave you 10 games that I'm the most excited for from E3. I want to know about you guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what games you thought looked or maybe played the best. Did you go to E3? Did you get to play any on the show floor? What games got you the most excited from E3 2018? And which ones are you looking forward to the most? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.